I want to go to Italy. It's where I was born. I came to the States when I was 6 to go to school, but I want to come. I want to see where I was born, and I got to do it before 2021 because the year 2021 you need a European visa in order to go over there now.
What?
Yeah, if you do not have a European visa starting the year 2021, then you cannot go over there at all.
Oh my gosh. Good to know. Thank you for bringing that up. I know that we had talked about going to Italy, and now we actually have to make that part of our goal if that's the case, because I want to get over there too.
Yeah.
Debbie, if you're watching this, I know you want to go to Italy. I know a whole bunch of people we were talking to yesterday want to go to Italy or various parts of Europe. So good to know.
Yeah.
Really good to know. That's awesome. So I've known Shannon since October, 2016. So almost 3 years. Hard to believe how fast time goes. Both of us had completely different backgrounds. How long have you been working full time now online since you left your job?
My last day was February 1st of this year.
Woo!
A little over a month. Yeah. Little over a month, and I can honestly say I have been stress-free. Like, I can't believe it. I still go in there, time to time, do my shopping and that. And there's so many people that are like, oh, I miss you, and I'm like, well, and then they tell me all their problems, and how much they hate it there. And I'm like, yep, no, so glad. So glad I got out of there.
And that's why you left. No, that's awesome. That's so great. Just to hear you're stress-free. I mean, you guys who don't know Shannon, and all of you who's jumping on, hi guys, by the way. Great to see you. If you caught our first round, we were getting this thing set up. But it's awesome to see everybody. And the way she looks, it's like glowing and looks like you have a little bit of a tan, but I know we haven't quite hit summer yet. I can tell that you're less stressed out, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm more positive now. I have people messaging me like, what are you on? Because I need some more of that, I need some of that. And then it's just like, no, I'm bettering myself. I'm bettering my life, and who wouldn't want to do that, So okay. I'm at a very, very happy point in my life.
That's awesome, girl. I'm so happy for you. Shannon has become one of my best friends in the online world, and it's so crazy that we have only seen each other a couple times. And she came and she visited me in Canada, but with the power of the internet, the power of the phone, we're able to keep in contact pretty much on the daily. So pretty awesome. Why did you start into this? I know a lot of you who are watching or have talked to Shannon or know me or whatever, you've heard a little bit of her story, but she had quite an incredible journey, this woman. So what was one of the main reasons that you decided to do something?
Well, my main reason happened almost 2.5 years ago. I had gotten a phone call that my son had an accident at school, and they had an ambulance there, and they were taking him by ambulance and that. So I rushed there, and he was just laying there on the ground, couldn't move anything. So he was laying there with 2 broken legs. And here I'm thinking, all right, go to the hospital with him, and they had to reset his legs because they were both bent. And they casted him from his feet all the way up to his thighs. So he was in double cast, straight leg, couldn't have no weight bearing on it for 8 weeks. And all I could think of while I was in the hospital was, how the hell am I going to work full time and take care of him full time? So I literally was scrolling through my news feed that day while I was in the hospital, because I was just like, oh my God, I was so confused. I did not know what I was going to do, to be honest, because he had to have help We got him a hospital bed for downstairs because he couldn't go upstairs to his room. So we got him a hospital bed. He had to be picked up out of the hospital bed to put into his wheelchair. And then he had to be picked up out of his wheelchair to be put on the toilet. So he needed 24/7 care. And I didn't know how I was going to do it for working full time. So that's the main number one reason why I, was looking for something different.
Yeah, no, totally. And as you know, I mean, those of you who know Shannon, once again, like, you are quite a family person. And coming from this, I mean, that's one of the reasons that you were looking at doing this. And the other thing too, I mean, you had such a drastic past. Like, you, unfortunately, and I know this is probably tough to talk about, you don't have a mom. It's approaching that time of the year when some of us take our families for granted, even, and are not able to visit them or want to be able to visit them. And what's that like for you, Shannon?
It's hard. It's very, very, very hard. This June will be 14 years, and it may get a little better, but it's still very, very hard. Very hard. I was 26 years old when she passed away, so I was like, I am way too young to not have a mom. And then it turned me for the worst. It turned me into a very mean, negative person. Now I know that what you look for is what you get, but back then I didn't know that. So me not having a mom, all I could see around me was people treating their moms bad, and me, I stepped in. I didn't care who you were, I stepped in, like, listen, that's your mom. You shouldn't be treating her that way, as you should be grateful and happy that you have a mom, because here I am, my kids, Lily was 6 when she passed away. And, Shelby was 5 and Bailey was 3, but they were also young, to only have known her for a short time. And it turned me into a very mean person. Like, I couldn't stand the way people treated their moms. So even though I didn't realize that's what I was looking for. So it was all coming to me. I was seeing nothing but the bad in the way people were treating their moms. So it hurt me. It hurt me bad.
And kind of like completely closed you out, right? Like emotionally. And yeah, no kidding. Well, and if my mom's watching this, like, she got mad at me for moving out of province. I told her it's just temporarily, I will come back, but I do have the luxury of going back and forth and visiting. And so many of us, that's the sad thing about life, is we wait for these worst case scenarios, or, ooh, I have more time. And what if you don't? What if your son ends up, bedridden, or your mom passes away? You just don't really know how much time you have at the end of the day. So I want to say, lady, like, knowing you now and meeting you obviously 3 years, you have changed, like, a lot. You say you were mean. I never thought you were mean. I think you were probably just closed off, but you've become a lot more, like, approachable, happier. Like, you just radiate it. So you have gone such
I am now a happy person. Like, everybody loves me. I might be shy when you first meet me, but once you get to know me, everybody loves me.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. Like, I get along with everybody. I don't know. I love people now. I love meeting new people, and yeah.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing for sure. For all of you guys who are watching here, like, comment. This is Shannon's live. She is an amazing person. There's so many people in our community that would definitely vouch for that. They love you, and that you have become, like, definitely someone people look up to. They want to be just like you. So pretty incredible. What are your plans? What are some of your goals you have this year, or ideas that you want to do? Now you have this freedom.
Well, my next step is Vegas Mastermind, so I can better my knowledge to put into my everyday life. You can never learn enough. I might be happy today, but what if I can learn something that I'm going to be even more happier tomorrow, right? So that is number one. Number two is find a house on one of my trips to Tennessee. Like, it's no shit. I love going to Tennessee, but it takes 13 hours for me to drive there, right? So if I leave in the afternoon, that means I have to stay the night somewhere because I'm not driving at nighttime. Or if I leave during the day, by the time I'm there, my whole body is stiff from sitting in the car for 13 hours. And then I'm only there for like a week and a half, then I come back, and then I go back down there the next month. So it is exhausting. It's exhausting. But, I have my vision and what I want. And it just means, just because I haven't found it yet doesn't mean I'm not going to find it. It just hasn't become available to me yet. So I will find it. And once I do, all good.
That's awesome. Has that been kind of like something that you've, like a motto you've lived by, or what? Because it seems to me like, I know you travel a lot. Over the last 3 years, you've traveled. Now, obviously, being able to have the freedom, you're going to be traveling more. But do you just naturally do that? You manifest it and it happens, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I've had a lot of help from this community. And one thing that they do is they suggest you to read books. And when I first met Jen, the first thing she suggested for me to read was The Magic, right? She said, if you're having trouble in your life or anything, read The Magic, sit down and actually read it, incorporate it in your life and that. And I'm not going to lie, the first thing when she told me that, I'm like, what the hell is a book going to do for me, I was like, but she is the way she is because she has done the same things. So I was like, all right, so I am going to take her advice. And, it really has opened up my eyes. And I do believe that reading these books and taking in effect of everything that everyone is telling me, has made me a better person. It really has. So yes, you can manifest your life into anything you want to, as long as you believe in yourself and you open up your eyes to everything that's around you. I truly believe that, yes.
Totally. I agree with you on for sure. Mark had a question, asked if you were afraid, like, were you scared at any point?
Afraid of what?
Yeah, afraid of what?
Clarify a lot of things.
She was afraid of flying. Were you afraid at all when you left your job, or were you afraid when you started into this?
Nope. There's a lot of people that say they were, I don't know, skeptical of doing anything that has to do with online. And nope, I wasn't skeptical. It's just because I got to watch the videos of the real people, and I talked to them on the phone and everything. So I wasn't skeptical. And was I afraid to quit my job? Nope. Not at all, because if you go, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to, but if you were to go to where I work, they will all tell you that they all knew I was going to quit.
What was your job? We never talked about it. And yeah, what was your job? For those of you guys who don't know.
I worked in the accounting office at Walmart for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they all knew about my whole online deal, and they knew I was going to quit. I told them, I don't know how many times. They all supported me. They knew the day was going to come eventually. They didn't know when. And when I finally put in my 6 weeks, they're like, oh, no, let's do this to try to get you to stay. So stupid me, I fell for it, and I stayed another 6 weeks. But, then I put in my second 2 weeks, and then, I was like, this time I didn't let them talk me into it, because, it's something I couldn't see myself being there the rest of my life, so no, I was not afraid at all.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was Walmart. That's right. Somebody asked if that's where, yeah, that's where she was working in accounting in Walmart. So dealing with, I'm assuming, a lot of headache.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it was a breeze.
Oh man. Yeah, if anybody else has questions, just pop it in whatever scroll you're watching. I'm trying to watch the Facebook Live, but we're live on our page in Zoom as well. So if you do have questions for Shannon, absolutely. What do you think has been, you say reading books and the magic, I totally agree with that. Like myself coming into this, I didn't read books. A lot of people, they haven't read books like we talk about all the time since like high school. What else have you kind of learned or has helped you along your journey over the last little while, or that's something that really stands out to you when you think of what you're doing now compared to what you were doing?
Well, um, I did say the magic, but you know, if you change, you know, like I've changed, and people have seen it, you know, and they ask me. I've given out 2 books of the magic. I went and bought them, and I've given them out to 2 people because I told them this is what I started with. You know, they want more positivity, more gratitude in their life, and you know, I was like, here, you know, I went out and bought it for them. But the online community and the mentorship is amazing. That's the number one thing. Jen is my mentor, yes, but if she's busy, and I know a lot of the times she's busy, there's other people that help you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to pull them out by name. You ask a question, and they all come. You know, they all come and help you. So that was number one. Like if you go do anything else, you're gonna get someone from that don't even speak English. I don't know, but one-on-one person. You know, it's been amazing. You can learn so much, and there's so many people there willing to help you because they're not about themselves. They're about helping other people, and that's number one. Number one for me.
Totally. I know even asking you, you and I have shot things around trying to figure out answers for stuff before. Thomas is watching. Rick, you guys are watching. Hey, guys. Absolutely. I've asked both of those guys before for for answers for things. So it is absolutely that. I know, too, like you probably felt coming into this, it is such a supportive environment. Like when you're going through things in your life, you're going through divorces, you're going through, you know, bad times in your life, like just health wise, so many things sneak up on us that we don't expect. And similar to what you said, I relate to that 100%. The freedom and the ability to be like where I am, I'm in my apartment right now, but like you, right? We could jump in the car, we could go wherever we want to, is awesome. But definitely the people you bring in your life are number one for sure. What's your ideal person? Like, you know, if you were to pick 5 things about somebody that you would love to work with, or, you know, that would shine to you, what would that be? What would that person look like to you?
Open-minded,
Mm.
uh, fun, uh, be willing to learn, and 5 things, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Not making this tricky at all. No pressure on Facebook Live.
I'm so glad I can't see it. But I don't know. To me, if they have to be open-minded and willing to learn, and those are my 2 main. Those are,
Totally.
you know, if you're not willing to learn, then you know it's just you're not going to get it. You're just wasting other people's time or whatever. You have to want it. Um,
Totally.
you have to be excited, thrilled.
Totally. Were you in your previous job, were you pretty much like you knew what you were doing, or did it change quite frequently, or once you got comfortable it was like the same thing, the same routine over and over and over again?
Oh, it was repetitive. Yeah, it was a repetitive routine over and over. I mean, like the morning routine, but afternoon it was like, um, you have to find conclusions to problems and that. So, I mean, those were different, but the mornings it was repetitive, but it was in a little box, and didn't at first, I was like, when I was this negative, mean person, I loved my job because I was in this little box all day. Nobody bothered me. I didn't have to deal with nobody, you know? So now, and then it got to the end, it was like, crap, man, I had to sometimes, some of my coworkers are probably, and my managers are probably watching, but guess what? I don't work there now. So, I would like leave the office with a few papers and make it look like I was going out back to make a few copies or whatever, because I got sick and tired of being in a little box. I wanted to be out with the people. So, yeah, I never thought I was a people person until this. So,
That's awesome. That's so true. Like I talked to so many people, and I'm sure you have as well, that, they are bored. Like similar to me, that's one of the reasons I started into this in the first place, was just like the monotony, the boring. It's the same thing day in and day out. Like, yes, the food may change. Yes, there may be different circumstances that come up, but it's the same thing. And if we aren't testing ourselves or growing or learning, we're just really staying stagnant, kind of staying stuck.
right.
When you say fun, fun, I think, is what most people are looking for. Like, that's really, what's the purpose of life if you're not having fun?
Right. I agree. If you're not having fun, you're not living. Like I ask people on what is your perfect day like? And what if you could make your perfect day every day, you know? And you gotta be willing to have fun in life. A lot of people settle, which is pretty sad. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I was dealt with this life." No, you weren't. You're just choosing that life when you could have so much better. So, yep.
Well, that's awesome, lady. It's so true. What are some things that you kind of plan for the future? Like if you have thought that far apart, or I know like sometimes our ideas change, or we even get more ideas on our plate, and our creative mind just keeps rolling with this because you just get more and more things that you want to do. What are some of your visionary, or some of the things that you want to accomplish over the next while?
Well, I don't know if I've honestly thought past Italy. I'm like, Italy has gotta be, it's gotta be like the end of this year or next year. It has to be, or I'm gonna have to get a freaking European visa just to go. But yeah, I haven't thought past Italy, to be honest, because I'm the type of person that I see something, I set my eyes sight on it, and I envision it, and when it happens, then I set my sights on something else. I used to have this vision board. I still have it. I haven't updated it lately, but you have a vision board, and you put the stuff on there that you want envisioned in your life, and then once they start coming to you, you replace them. But um, I haven't thought in past Italy, because it's something that I've always wanted since a little kid. Ever since I was a little kid, ever since I found out, oh, I was born there, but yet I come back to the States when I was 6. I don't remember ever getting on that plane. So that's why I said when I went and flew to Jen, I was like, I've never been on a plane because I don't remember it. So
Italy will be a big thing. We're going to have to definitely fly for that one. Well, yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really wicked. And that's so smart to think that way too. Like sometimes, when you get all these ideas, you boggle yourself down and you almost keep yourself stuck where you don't accomplish anything. So to put your mind and put your sights on something big, because that is something big, like that's a big goal, and it's going to be longer than a quick 13-hour drive back and forth to Tennessee from New York. Just kidding. A little bit more.
You have to fly over the Bermuda Triangle for that, because I don't know.
Yeah. Talk about conquering your fears, right? So, no, that's awesome, Shannon. I'm really excited to partake in the Italian thing too. I really want to do it. I know that now the pressure is on, now that you've told us too about the passport for Europe. So the pressure is on. For anyone else who wants to join us and go to Italy, put your name in Scroll, hashtag Italy. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's
Make it a
awesome.
group thing.
Yeah, for sure. Shannon, thanks for jumping on here today with me for this interview. It's so great to have, yet another person who's committed to change their lives, who's taken the step, who's seen beyond what they're capable of, but more so what they push themselves to be and be so much more. And not only that, but make such a big imprint in the world. I know that, going forward, you literally are just going to keep changing lives, my friend. So if anyone has any questions for Shannon about like how to do all this, whether you're just simply working on your relationships at home, your communication, maybe you need to get your finances in check. A lot of people do. Maybe you have a health scare you're dealing with, whatever. It's all part and parcel, and it all basically paves the way to what we're doing. So definitely reach out to this lady. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's radiating. She's got a whole bunch of people in her life that just admire her so much. So I'm really happy to have Shannon part of my life. Did you want to leave with any parting words to people, Shannon, that are watching us live?
Stop waiting for things to happen, or stop waiting for things to come to you, because if you're not going to take that first step into bettering your life, then you are always going to be where you're at right now. If you are happy if you are just settling for where you are right now, 10 years from now, that's where you're still going to be, because you're just waiting for things to come to you without taking that first step. You have to take that first step. You have to believe in yourself, know that you have value in yourself. That's so many people just don't, they undervalue themselves and don't see the potential that they have in themselves. So, yep.
That's awesome advice, man, for sure. So true. So many people stay stuck. And then the biggest thing, like I've noticed, even with weight, I mean, anyone who's watching and you're struggling with staying on track, or you want to get that bikini body or whatever, thinking you have tomorrow I'll go to the gym, tomorrow I'll start eating healthy, and the next thing you know, it's summer and you don't have that bikini body. So yeah, exactly. Don't stay stuck. So true. Well, thanks, Shannon, for popping on here. For those of you guys watching and you're going to catch the live or catch the replay, pop your name and Scroll. And yes, let's set our intentions and get Italy happening. I'm super pumped. All of you guys who are going to Vegas, make sure you see Shannon at the end of April. She'll be in Vegas. And yeah, lady, let's keep changing lives, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. Jen.
Awesome, guys. Have a good one. We'll chat soon.